Hello dear friends, my name is Anna and I'm very excited to invite you to my house. I've been living in Kurdistan region for several years by now and I got to know a lot of amazing people and I would like you to meet them as well. So today I have a friend coming over and her name is Zuleyha. She works for Cambridge International School. Now, she is about to arrive and I know that she likes tea. You know, Iraqi tea is something really special for this region and really amazing. So while living here, I learned how to make it. And that tea is almost ready. So while I'm waiting for her, I would like to tell you a little bit about my routine. Normally, I wake up early and I drink plenty of water. You know, hydrating is very important. And later, I prefer having some juice. Maybe some fresh orange juice, or you can take some carrot juice or apple. It is very good for your health. I really enjoy living in Kurdistan and especially in Erbil city because it has a wide variety of fruit and vegetables. So now you can see on my table I have different fruit and it's all around the year, so you can have all the vitamins and nutrition you need. Normally I do not wake up early on the weekends. I prefer taking my beauty sleep. But today, because of Zuleyha's visit, I decided to a little bit change my routine. And of course, I managed to do my workout in the morning and I usually practice yoga. So I guess that's her. Let me get the door. Hi, hello Zuleyha, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm so happy to see you. Come on in.
I'm sorry I've been late.
It's okay.
I've got this for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love books. I enjoy reading. I'm doing fine. Welcome, and I'm super happy to see you today.
Thank you.
And for the starter, I would like to offer you some fresh juice. Just made it.
Thank you.
So give it a try and let me know how do you like it.
It's nice.
And I really like to mix sometimes like orange and then squeeze a little bit of lemon. So it's gonna have.
Well, I prefer oranges with the carrots.
Yeah, orange and carrots
yeah,
are amazing.
yeah.
And sometimes I do mix orange and apple as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so, you know, we've known each other for quite a long time,
Yeah,
but I never
indeed.
asked you some of the questions which I was very interested to know.
Okay.
Everybody here got a story, you know. So what is your background? I know that you arrived here just for a visit, but what actually made you stay here and never come back to your country?
Well, that's a very tricky question. Yes, it's true. I came for a visit, but then I decided to study here. And the very same year, I met my husband at the university, and then since then I'm here.
It's like a happy coincidence.
Yes, it is.
And where are you originally from?
Originally, I'm from Turkey.
Which area of Turkey?
I grown up in Izmir. All my family is in there.
So isn't it by the sea?
Yes, it is.
Well, could you
It's
tell
a
me
beautiful sea.
how about the seaside?
We always, every year, we spend 2 months there, so we are okay. So throughout the winter, we work here, and then summers, we're there with the kids.
So you've got enough time to recharge your
Yes,
batteries and then get back
definitely.
all fresh
Yeah.
and start it again. So Zuleyha, dealing with 3 kids, I think could be very, very tiring, but at the same time, I'm sure you find a lot of time to rest, relax, and maybe do something fun. What can you suggest for other parents or maybe just people who still do not have kids but still wondering what to do in their free time? What would you advise? Places to go, maybe some ideas which nobody still had before?
Sometimes we do the indoor activities, sometimes outdoor activities. Actually, my kids love, you know, walking in parks, so we spend, you know, most of the time walking. And during the weekends, we go to family picnics. It's the, you know, the festival. And sometimes, you know, they've got this Smiland indoor activities. I'll take them there to just, you know, relax and take the energy out of their body. So very, very minor things, but at least we do something together as family.
And that is great. So tell me about the picnics. Whenever you go for a picnic, do you bring your own food with you or you try to go to a cafeteria?
In my perspective, in my country, when they say picnic, it's actually, you know, it's the grill, it's the barbecue.
Yeah.
But here, you know, they cook food, dolma and other stuff. They take it there. So yes, of course, entire family they cook, and we all eat there. We spend time, we chit chat, and then we come back.
Well, in this case, if you supply a lot of food, you can stay outdoors like for the whole day.
Yeah,
that is amazing. I also love it. You know, like every time when friends ask me to join them for a picnic, I always say yes.
Oh, you can come with us.
Well, of course, I definitely have to. So maybe we play some fun games with the kids as well. Yeah. By the way, we got carried away with this conversation, and I totally forgot about the fruit. Let me bring some plates for you and for myself as well. And here we go. So that's for you. Please help yourself.
Thank you.
You can pick whatever you like. Maybe the carrot. I'm gonna go for grape.
Nowadays I'm so into plums, so I'll go with
I know,
plums.
they're amazing. And I like peaches as well.
Yep.
Now, since you having such an interesting family and interesting story, you've got a mixed family.
Yeah.
Can you know, describe a little bit of difference how your kids are growing up in this society when they have to learn several different languages, and how you've been growing up in Turkey?
Yeah, actually there are a lot of differences for the language base, for the culture base. So while when I was at their age, I wasn't able to, speak two languages. I would only speak my own language. But now when I look at them, they are speaking 4 different languages, and this is something amazing, based their
4 languages.
age. Yeah,
4 languages. This is awesome. So what are the languages they speak?
Well, they speak Turkish.
Yeah.
They speak Kurdish because of their fathers. And my mother-in-law is an Arab, so she would love to talk to them in Arabic, so they speak Arabic, and of course from the school English.
Yeah, so now knowing so many languages, so many open doors for these kids. And now these generations, they are really good learners.
Yes, they are. They're very quick learners, actually. So they grasp everything, sometimes good, sometimes negative, sometimes positive, but at least they're quick learners.
Well, how does it go with them? Do they usually differentiate what is good for them, what is bad, or you have to actually direct them most of the time?
Well, actually, this is something about their personalities, right? So each one of them is different. So I don't have so much problem with my daughter as much as I have with my son. So it's different based on their personalities that I have to deal with them. So, but mostly I'm keeping everything positive because I want to influence them in a very positive way.
In the right way.
Yeah.
So what do you think gives a bigger impact on the personality and the choices? Either it's like their peers at school, or maybe it's internet and television.
Well, I think the main activities at school and the advising part at school affected very positively, because they've been learning, good things at this from the, teachers, because the teachers are advising them every day at school. For example, me telling them 10 times to brush the teeth, they would come up and say, oh, today teachers, they told us that we have to brush our teeth twice in a day. And I was like, oh, great. So that's really minimized my load as well. So
now you have this experience looking at the education of the kids,
definitely.
Not only yours, but all of the kids in Erbil and Iraq from both perspectives, as a parent and also as an educator.
Right.
So, and that's interesting that, kids prefer listening to their teachers rather than parents.
Definitely.
And I bet teachers always try to make parents to influence the kids.
That's correct, actually, but the thing is that the bond between the students and the teachers are completely different than the bond and between the mom and the kids, or the parents and the kids. So I think because teachers are role models, whatever they say, whatever they do, they take it very seriously, and they will like, oh, the teacher said this, so I have to do this, no matter a mom 1,000 times tell the same thing. So I think it's very effective for a teacher to be a role model and to influence kids in a positive way.
That's right. And also, how about the schedule? How do you plan your day, and how do you plan the day for your kids? Because I'm not sure they can actually do it for themselves, and still you.
Well, we spend our day mostly at school. So every day we wake up at 6 o'clock and we have our breakfast, and then we go school from, let's say, 7:30 until the 3 o'clock. We are at school. So after that, we come back home, we try to eat, and the homework starts, the big part starts. So we try to help them to do their homework, and until they do homework, it's just a little time for them to spend spare time, whether they would like to play with a younger brother or want to do their own stuff. And then it's 9 o'clock, they're in bed.
Yeah, so what do you suggest for the kids? It's better to have some rest after the school because they've been sitting for 8 hours, and then start doing their homework, or first you put them on a table and you tell them.
Well, I think the period of time they're at school, they are very active. So it's not just they're sitting in the classes and always we are teaching them. Of course, they have like art classes, they move around, they have PE classes, they have music classes. So it goes very well, but definitely physically they need a little bit rest, or maybe for an hour nap would help for that, and then having dinner, and then they can start to work on the. How
do you rest after the long day at school, and how do your kids, while coming home, take some time off? Maybe they don't really prefer talking, or maybe it's opposite. They're very active and they try to shout and yell and run around.
Well, they're normal kids. They're kids. So I would love them to have their spare time. Of course, they're loud. Of course, they're siblings. They fight each other. They do, every child do normal things. So the relation between them, it's very powerful, but at the same time, it's a kind of hate and love relationship. So I'm just trying to balance between them, try to relax after we get home. As soon as we get home, everybody, goes and changes and relax for a while. And then I just let them to sit for a while, and then we interact, starts.
And it's important to talk with the kids, correct?
Yes, of course. So it is, but the thing is, the relation between parents and the kids should, or should I say, the bond between parents and kids should be really, 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 really very tight. Yes, because the kids are different. Every child is unique, so they have different personalities. They will come up. Some kids are very, very open. As soon as they get home, they talk about the day, how did they spend at school. They discuss with the parents. But some kids, like mine, they never tell me. So I have to take it out from them. How was your day? What did you do? How did it go? You had the spelling quiz. How did it go? And they would say, wow. Wow. And then we just need to keep asking them questions until they come up with. One day definitely they will come up. Sometimes it takes me a month to get a small information from them, and sometimes when they feel good, relaxed, comfortable.
From the parent perspective, I guess you've shared a lot of valuable information with other parents who would watch our show right now, and they can also take it as an advice and suggestion and talk to their kids more often and try to get to know them better, because it's very important. But now, how about your professional life? Could you please share your background and explain how did you get to this job and why do you like it, and how do you see the education in general in Kurdistan improving and developing?
I've been working with Cambridge School since 2010. It's been a long time. So I started as a KG teacher, and the very next year I was assigned to get into the admin. And I worked in admin for a couple of years as the academic assistant, and then after a couple of years I moved into the position as the academic coordinator. So since then I'm the academic coordinator for lower primary.
Okay, so you got kind of a very good career growth.
Yeah. So
okay. And I guess it's a lot of responsibility, because you got to deal with a lot of children, and especially now it's the beginning of the academic year. Could you please share what are the most challenging things in the situation you have to face, and how do you cope with that?
Well, of course, the beginning of the year is the most challenging part in my job, at least I can say, because mostly I work with the 3, 4 and 5-year-olds, the newcomers. So that's the most challenging part because all of them are new, and for them it's kind of scary, frightening from being home always, being with mommy and daddy, and then they would be assigned in a place that they've never seen before with different people. It is kind of scary. So that is the huge responsibility of my job, to make them calm, make them feel
and
safe,
make them feel like home.
Yes, home and safe actually. So this is how I when I interact with my staff, this is the main goal. We need to make sure that every child feel safe. So as soon as they feel safe and comfortable, their adaptation, takes shorter, let's say, because when I plan myself, I plan for a week that it's going to be the adaptation period, which is starting with crying, kicking. Some of the kids, they start to puke from
because of the stress.
Yeah, from the
pressure.
stress, from the pressure. And this is our goal. Whatever happens, we are here, we are okay to support
And comfort them.
Yeah, and comfort them, of course.
So after all, the school becomes their second home. They spend more time with their teachers, as you mentioned, and in their classrooms more than even at home.
True.
With
Even
their mothers and fathers.
Even I always tell parents who are new, when they come with some like help, advice, and I say, well, it's very normal because we adults, we talk, we express ourselves, we use our body language or face expressions, but for kids, crying, throwing tantrums are the only ways to express themselves. So these things are very normal, and I have to make the parents feel comfortable first, so then they can be helpful to us, because I can't do, or my team and I cannot just comfort the child, but I need the parents' help as well. So I always tell them, now you see your child crying, after a couple of weeks, believe me, they won't want to come home.
Okay, so I almost forgot about the tea. I was waiting for you for so long. I've been waiting for so long, but now it's ready. So let me get you some. And
Do you want me to help you?
Well, yeah. Why not? Because it's kind of high up here. So
you think that I can reach that?
No, I'm gonna pass it over. So we got everything is ready.
Yeah.
So
you.
Thank you. So do you like it strong or?
Yes, I like it strong and very, little sugar.
Okay, perfect. So I think it's.
Thank you.
Okay, here you go.
Do you use that herbs that gives the flavor? Cardamom.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
like it.
it.
Yeah, I love it. The cardamom tea is my favorite.
Yeah?
I like a lot of flavors in tea, and I often add some cinnamon, because also it's kind of healthy.
Yeah,
If you add cinnamon into tea, as I know, it cleanses the blood. So guess what I've added to this tea? Can you guess it?
Cardamom.
Cardamom, exactly. And also, I like adding a little bit of cinnamon. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you spot some cinnamon? Yeah. Cinnamon is amazing as well. So to be honest, it's a really good opportunity for me and for everybody else to find out more, to learn more about development in education and educational system in Kurdistan. What I've noticed, every year we have more and more international schools.
Yeah.
And you've been working with Cambridge for quite a long time. Yeah. So can you please share this experience and tell what you've noticed, the difference, the development, how do the kids react on that, and also the parents? What do they think, and why do they choose international schools?
Yeah.
But before we continue, how about we go to a living room and just relax on the sofa?
Yeah, good idea, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, Zuleyha. So I guess now it's time for you to tell us more about Cambridge, about the branches and their locations.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5 branches. One is in Suleymaniya, one is in Pirmam, and one is in Waziran, one we called Howler branch, and the other one, the place that I work, it's Capital on the 100-meter.
And earlier you mentioned this adaptation period. Could you please tell more about it? Like, how do parents, teachers, and kids cope with this period? Like, what do they do? What do you expect from them? What do you expect from parents during this difficult and challenging time?
Well, I think the adaptation period is the most sensitive part, because we always, as team, we would like to have the smooth transition from home to somewhere they don't know. Yes. They've never been. And new faces, everything is new, everything is kind of scary, challenging. So we take this part very seriously, and we prepare ourselves. Myself and my team, we prepare ourselves, you know, what is going to happen, how we can deal with, you know, anything happen during that part of time. It depends on a child, actually. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes 10 days, sometimes a month. So we take everything very seriously and smoothly, because for a 3, 4, and 5-year-old kid who has never been any other places, only at home, and having
and away from family for such a long time.
Yeah, such a long time to get to somewhere everybody is new, and not knowing everybody, it's kind of scary. So we try to calm the students. We try to make them feel that they are safe. This is very important, and we try to build that bond between the parents and students. It's okay if your parents are dropping you right now, but they will come to pick you. Yeah. This is the most important part.
They have to understand that.
Yes, that's why we always tell them you have to come on time, because they will wait for you. Yeah. So as soon as you come on time, they would know this is the process. Every morning they would be dropped and they would be picked up as well.
Okay, so how about the children's routine? Does it change after they start attending the school? Mm-hmm. Any habits which they have since staying at home all the time, and now they started coming to school?
An international school,
yeah,
yes.
Exactly. So
of course. The thing is, everybody comes from a different background, different culture, different way of parenting, different discipline. So what we do is that we try to set the rules, the school rules actually, and it's based on their abilities, based on whatever good for them.
So basically, while educating kids, you also somehow educating parents.
Definitely.
Because maybe some of them, they didn't know that kids have to sleep early, and then nutrition.
Definitely. Well, this is the most important, the part that we are talking with the parents while I'm, directly contact with them. Always, telling them it's important for a child to, sleep well, get enough sleeping, having healthy food, practicing every day. This is all helping them to build their academic side.
Not sometimes, I guess most of the time, parents themselves, they do not really follow the healthy routine. We all overworking.
It's understandable.
We do not follow the schedule, right? And then sometimes we forget to eat. So how about the kids? But it's really good that you remind them that that's very important.
We remind them, and as school we try to maintain a very healthy schedule for them. So every day there's fresh food at school, so we try to make sure that everybody has enough nutrition, and we talk about fruit and vegetables. We advise them every day to talk about sleeping on time, brushing the teeth, being nice to the friends, being nice to the parents. These are very regular basis.
And it's very important
every day. It is
to learn it from the early age.
Very important. We try to set the routine.
That is amazing. Yeah. And speaking of learning, so these kids, they're 4 years old, correct? So what could they possibly learn in this early age?
They're very unique. They are capable to learn whatever you're giving to them. So they learn everything actually. At school they've got programs, so every day it's something different, but they learn English. They learn math.
Yeah.
We've got science as well. They have PE, they have art, music. And this year there's a period that we added to our curriculum which called life skills. So
Amazing.
we start to talk about the manners in that part. We always try to advise. So now it's in the curriculum. There's and this is something very nice.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Manners, as you said, different backgrounds and of course different culture and different manners. But we've got international standards.
Definitely.
And now we're talking about this globalization that everybody eventually travel to different countries, so they will be aware from the early age.
Yeah.
So how about reading? So when the kids come to school, 4 years old, 5 years old, they do not read. How long does it take for them to start reading?
Well, some of them, they come from, different private schools, very, basic English speaking skill, but mostly they come just directly from home. So we consider as zero English. So we start, we always, of course, the main language at school, it's the English. It's an English campus. We use English in all our subjects every time, every day, whatever they do, while they, wash their hands before they eat. Everything is in English. So it gives them this, they start to comprehend the language. So of course we use our body language, we use our face expressions. So as soon as they start to comprehend the language, and in English part, of course, we do have the sounds of the letters. So they start to learning the sounds of the letters, which will make them eventually read. By the end of the year, our aim, our goal is always to make every single child to read by sounding out.
Okay, and that is amazing. Can you now advise something to parents who just put their school or put their children into the school and that was their first year and till now they still go through this adaptation period and then maybe they still do not know what to do and I'm sure you can share some valuable advices with them?
Well, I still got, recently 2-3 students who are coming, to school every day with tantrums, cryings, and I recently talked to them. This is something very normal because some kids, they take, a little bit longer, the adaptation period take longer. So I advise them, what are you guys doing? How you deal with them at home? First, my question is how you deal at home if they start to cry, because apparently as parents, because I'm a parent too, whatever my children ask, a part of me try to give everything, whatever they ask.
Everything they want?
Yeah, everything they want, but a part of me that, keeping me away, I have to do it, but in a regular basis, So I'm trying to breaking down the things they wanted in return of something.
Okay.
For example, if they do not do homework, then
they're not going to get maybe
something that they like, So everything it's in return.
It's a sort of trade.
Yes, it is.
Trade
it is. It is actually.
It
is. So I start to talk to them and tell them, their routine, because they start at 12 o'clock very late and their lack of nutrition. So I try to give them this important points that they need to sleep well, they need to eat, especially breakfast before they come to school. They at least have to have something. And
then they do have breakfast at school as well?
Yeah, of course, they do have breakfast at school, but we always advise the parents when they wake up, at least, a glass of milk, something to eat, and then they come to school. So I tell them to take it easy because it's a very scary part for the parents as well. So I tell them to take it easy. And as far as they are in contact with us, the result will be different. So it's in the process. It's going to happen.
So now, as I understood, the children, they learn a lot. Within 1 year, they know how to read, they know how to count. But again, you've got different ages. There are 4 years old, 5 years old, and maybe 6 years old. So what do you suggest, what can you suggest to parents at what age is the best time to put their kids at school? Because I'm sure a lot of parents still concerned about it. Like maybe some of them think that 4 years old it's too young and they have to stay at home with their mommy and daddy. And some of them would like to give them the basics as early as possible.
Well, personally for me, the younger is the best. In my location, we've got pre-KG class who are 3-year-olds
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah. So of course their program, their learning program, it's a bit different, but still they're learning the numbers, still they're learning the colors, the shapes, the alphabet. So everything that we set up, it's based on their abilities, age-based and ability-based. So even the framework for KG, it's everything set up based on their abilities and the age.
So when they do, they see the results themselves and they enjoy learning.
Definitely. Well, this is how we work with the behavior as well, because it's really difficult for them, most of the kids, this society is very rich by learning different languages. So most of the kids are already able to speak more than 2 languages. So having the third one as English, it's a bit scary, but when you try to encourage them, it's really reflects, and you can see the results in a positive way. It makes all of us really happy.
Okay, so what is the best encouragement for the children?
Well, we try to use the appropriate class management strategies. Of course, having contact with kids, it's very important, and coming to their level of speaking, it's important. Having eye contact, even just a little bit of touch or patting, it's important. These things, they make them feel comfortable. So as soon as they understand they can trust you, they start to express themselves. So in our school, we use the management strategies as giving them the stickers if they do something,
So you're praising them,
yes, of course,
the attitude and the results they're showing.
Definitely. What else we have?
Positive reinforcement, right?
Yes. We've got PE classes, we've got art classes. So in art, we recently we tried to set up a new program that goes hand in hand with English and math. So whatever they learn from English and math, they try to implement in art. Whether it's the, let's say, number 1 with an apple, so they try to make art crafts based on these 2 subjects.
That is interesting. And when you're not really involved in all these topics, it seems like a very simple thing to do. But once you get to know the whole system, you can understand that it's pretty difficult, and everything has to be under control.
Definitely. So that's why I really do appreciate my staff and their effort, because I think every single one of them, they are doing great jobs.
Yeah, definitely. Any suggestions for teachers as well? How to maintain their,
Is that for you?
Why not?
How to maintain,
let's say, conscious, stay alive, survive.
Yes. I think, again, it's the same. You need to eat.
Okay.
You need to
proper nutrition.
Proper nutrition. You need to eat healthy food. You need to sleep well. It is very good that you exercise. You work out every day. This is something, again, very nice. And you need to keep the positivity, because I want to maintain that miracles don't happen. It's a teamwork. It's a hard work, and you need to make yourself understand that if you're working with the kids, it's going to take a bit time for them to get into the line, whether it's the behavior or academic side. But I think the hope, it's keeping the teachers alive. So the hope, yes, one day it's going to happen, but the routine as well, it's very important. If you have this hope in you and then keep doing the same thing over and over, and definitely you will see the result one day, and then you would go, wow, it just happened.
We got in there.
Yes, but actually it just didn't happen. It happened, it's because every single day you've tried to do the same thing, and it's the routine, but at the end you got what you want.
All right, Zuleyha, thank you so much. I was really happy to see you, and also it was very, very useful conversation. The information you shared would be helpful for teachers, for parents, and for people who never knew that educational workers, they have to actually deal with a lot of stress. They got a lot of responsibility, and now you made it clear for everybody that that's the real job, which takes a lot of patience, and it takes quite a long time.
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much for having me here. It was lovely talking to you, and I hope everybody get to understand the education is, working in education sector, it's a bit difficult, but it's lovely. You can say that the kids are in the good hands.
All right, see you next time, Zuleyha.
Thank you.
I will be super happy to having you here again. And thank you so much for staying with us, dear friends. And I will see you next time with a new guest. Bye-bye.